Thank you, David, for that warm introduction. Gives me great privilege to be here standing as the Executive Director of the Australian Intercultural Society, because it's a great opportunity to come together on a very important cause on lands, as mentioned, of the Wurundjeri people, who we should acknowledge and pay our respects. It's an interesting notion because as a Muslim and as believers, as Christians as well, we all believe that God created the universe and ultimately we believe that He is the divine owner. Yet there is a level of custodianship, there is a level of nurture and care that needs to be done. And so it's rightfully that we do acknowledge our First Nations people for the care and nurture that they have given to this land and have looked after it for centuries to come. And I'm sure they'll continue to do so. So I'd like to also pay my respects to the elders, past, present and emerging, for their contribution to safeguarding these lands and to giving it the due respect that it deserves. From the Australian Intercultural Society's perspective and the work that we're trying to set out to do, for those of you who are being introduced to our organisation, we're about building bridges between diverse communities through meaningful engagement. And to that end, that means gatherings such as tonight, where we come together in our core humanity, and what better way to do that over a meal, which is a great common unifier, and to be able to share each other's experiences, share each other's generosity, and also benefit from the wonderful hospitality that the Uniting Church is offering us tonight. So I'd like to say on behalf of the Muslim delegation that's here, I'd like to thank the Uniting Church for opening their home and inviting us into their space to share a meal together. So we're truly grateful for that. And in return, we'd like to invite you to our home during the month of Ramadan for our home iftar. So for our Muslims who are here tonight, reach across the table, invite our friends to your home, to our gatherings during Ramadan, so that they can also partake in such an important experience, where Ramadan is an interesting concept in the sense that there are certain provisions that Muslims are able to live by or live with. We have guidelines, we have what is called halal and haram. Halal are the provisions that are lawful for us to consume in our daily lives. The interesting thing about Ramadan is that for a long period throughout the day, we are being asked to refrain from those lawful provisions. So that means refraining from food, including drink, and marital relations. And whilst doing that, be conscious that it is God who is the ultimate provider. True providence is from Him. And be thankful and respectful of His provisions, so that it is shared equally amongst His creation, which includes humans, animals, and the plant life, and beyond. So from our perspective, it is about a deep, meaningful reflection about who we are, what we're doing on earth, and in some ways bring it back to that custodianship. Because we are being entrusted with certain resources, we are trusted with our time, we are trusted with people around us. So it's about looking after them, looking after our own spiritual nourishment and development, and being mindful and grateful that God is a true provider of everything. So from a Muslim's perspective, it is a time for reflection, it is a time for deeper devotion, and it is a time for greater connection. And those connections are forged throughout the month of Ramadan, which is supposed to just be like a match that's sort of struck, so that the flame will continue throughout the year. And in a more cruder way, it's more of a tune-up period for a Muslim as well, because it is a very fast-paced period for a lot of Muslims. Yes, we wake up for the pre-dawn breakfast, we have something to eat, and then throughout the day we close our mouths, and then we break our fast at sunset. So when we close our mouths for food and water, what we're doing is we're opening our mouths for more compassion, more consideration, and more care for others. And we're opening up our hearts to others and causes. Like David said, we are going through some difficult times. Very challenging times for the Muslim community, but also challenging times for Jewish friends who've got loved ones who have a hostage also taken away. And as we know, it's a time for togetherness. Like special times really is an important period to bring people together. So I could just imagine for families who don't have loved ones next to them, or who have lost a loved one, and we're sort of entering into this holy period for the three Abrahamic traditions. So for the Muslims who've lost someone, or is that concern about someone's well-being, whether it be in here in Australia or another part of the world, to our Christian friends with Easter coming up and our Jewish friends with their Passover, it is a time to remind each other about our core humanity, that we are from the same Creator and to Him we shall return. So in some ways, my call is also to strip away these labels and remind each other about our core humanity, because we have the same hopes and aspirations. We want the same future and the same now for our kids and for our families. So let's hope that we are able to build a world where respect and acceptance is at the forefront of everything that we do. So with those little words about Ramadan, I didn't give you the more technical things, but from a personal reflection, particularly where we are right now, with some of the challenges that we're facing with global events, I think it's a time that we do use this period for personal reflection and really come back to the core of our existence and to accept each other as brothers and sisters in creation. So I'd like to again say welcome to this welcoming Ramadan, welcoming Easter dinner. Please enjoy the company and the conversations, get to know each other. And like I said, during Ramadan, please take up an offer to come to a home iftar. It'd be lovely to see you at our homes. And again, thank you very much to the moderator on behalf of the Uniting Church for opening up his space and sharing a sacred time together. Thank you.